Hello, buddy. This is Jonathan, and I'm back to talk about the project I've just recently just made. So this will allow you to basically click onto a button, and that should allow it to take you to a new screen. So if I was to click onto F5 to compile it, as you guys can see, there should be like a random button that says New Window. So if I click onto New Window, it would take you to a new screen, and it would get rid of the button screen. As you guys can see, the new screen is Linux is awesome, and it only just brings out Linux is awesome. So this is a great way of being able to click onto like a button, and it should like show up a pop-up if you wanted to do something like that, or you guys can just press on this button and it will allow you to see a new screen. So for example, if you press on to continue, or if you press on to skip, or if you click onto a menu which says about, then that should open up to about us page, or about the software and how to use the software. So it allows you to open up like a button to find out for more information, or in order to do some form of action. In our case, we're able to get it to open up to a new window which says Linux is awesome, and that is true. Linux is indeed awesome. So over there is the main function, and within the main function, I called it a new file, which is a launch page, and it is within the same directory. So it has been the same directory as this one is in. So all this one does is it's going to be looking for the launch page, and the launch page is over there. And so basically the main function will just load up the launch page, as you guys can see over here. So over there is just all of the libraries I've basically used. I've got action listener, I've got action event. These are for the buttons in order for it to do the action when you click onto it. So these are very easy to understand. Action listener waits for an action to happen. Once it does happen, then it will just run the action event, and that will allow it to basically run the action. For our case, when we click onto a button, it should allow us to open up the application. So as you guys can see, this is the public class launch page implements action listener. We need to implement it. This is very important, so that way we can wait for an action event to happen. So over there is JFrame. Frame is equal to new JFrame. We just create a new frame. We create a new button, and we gave the new button a new name called new window. We can always change the name, so open Linux text, for example. And over there is our launch page. So anything is within there should be called in from the main function. So for our case, we have a launch page, and this will just display the new frame. So over there we've got my button.setBound 100 by 160. This allows you to change the size of the button. Over there allows you to change the position. Actually, I think this one is to change the position, isn't it? And this one allows it to change the size of it. Let me have a look. If I set this one to being 250, then obviously, okay, if I just set this one to be ridiculously higher, I think, yeah, that one does make it bigger, as you guys can see. So these two allows it to make it bigger. This allows you to position it. So if I just change this one to being like 170, it should now, actually I would have it like at 770 maybe. Yeah, it just change the position of it, doesn't change the size. So yeah. This is the X, and this is the Y coordinates, and over there is being able to change the width and the height and the set bounds. So for example, guys can change one to being 650, I can change one to also being 650, and that should technically change the width as well, doesn't it? Yes, it does. It changes the width and it changes the height. So once you click on this button, it should be able to do an action, but we haven't even called it yet, as in this code review. So once you have done that, what we guys can now do is my button.setFocusable. That one is set to false to make it look more clearer. It is a lot easier just to see it when you have set focusable on over to false. Over there is my button.actionListener. Then we have put down this. So this will wait for an action to happen to the button. We also got over there frame.setDefaultClose operations, frame.exit on close. This will allow the application to close instead of hiding when you press the X button on the application. What we also have is frame.setSize. This allows us to set the size of the screen. You guys can always change it to something like, I would just change it to being like maybe 800 by not 8000, that's way too big. But I think 800 seems to be good. Yeah, as you guys can see, we kind of see the screen is a lot bigger now, and you can just easily click on that button. but this allows you to change the size of the frame. This one allows you to set up the layout, but we haven't set up the layout, so we're positioning stuff manually by using set bounds. We also have frame.add my buttons. We just basically add my button to the frame. Then over there we've got frame.sets visible. That means you'll be able to see the frame. By default it is false. I don't know why it's false by default, but it is false by default. So that means that it will not be visible when it first, if we don't have it, or if it's set to false, then it'll be not going to be shown to the end user. So it has to be true if we want that window to be shown. Over there is override. We've got public void action performed action event E, and then if e.getSource is equal to my button, so that basically means if a button gets pressed, then make sure that the frame, this frame for launch page with a button, will be deleted. And we also go over there, new window, my window is equal to new window, and this allows you to create a new window, and this new window is being created in the new file. So here's the new file that I was able to create. Here's some libraries that I basically have used, but the one that as you guys can see, the one that I do really care about is the public cast new window. Over there is JFrame, is frame, so this allows us to create a new frame. We also got a label, so new label allows us to create a new label, and it says Linux is awesome. You guys can change it, so we can add like a smiley face to it. And we also have like new window, and this new window is being called from launch page, as you guys can see. New window equals to new window is equal to new window. So this allows us to call this one in from the launch page. So over there it allows us to set up the size of the label. As you guys can see, we got 350 as the size of it. What we also have is that we've got label 1, we can set for font, and the font I have used is Comic Sans. There's like many different types of fonts you guys can choose. You can also set it to be null, so it will always be by default font. Font.plain, so this uses a plain original font style for it, where you guys can change to being bold if you wanted to, and that just changes the font to be bold. And over there is the font size, so you guys can also make the font size bigger, or you can make it smaller. Over there is frame.set default close operations, jframe.exit on close. We also got for set size, we've got set layout to be null, we also add a label to it, and we also have set visible to true. So that basically means after all of this code, what this should allow it to do is that it allows you to open up the application. We can click onto the Open Linux text, and then once you've done that, then you should see a message like so. It says Linux is awesome. So yeah, it's very simple. We're able to create like 3 files for it, because we need to create the main function, because Java will look for the main function to start off with, but we're able to call in the new launch page, which is right over there. So this is the new launch page, and then from over there it calls in a new class, which is within a new file. So basically, once you click on this button, it will take you to a new window, and it should take you all the way there. Then it should take you to this block of code, and these two are just some global variables. So yeah, it's very simple and it's very great to use. If you guys like this video, please put a like and please subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. Oh wait, one other thing I want to show guys before I do leave is that I want to show guys the where is it? Frame.disable. If you get rid of that, press onto F5. If you click onto it, you guys should be able to click on it multiple times, like so. So what does that code allows us to do is to get rid of the window from the button. So as you guys can see, it just gets rid of it. So this is why it's called frame.dispose. I forgot to include that, but yeah, it's the way it works.